Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Sin Beyond and Through with Monty. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the suit involving NBA player Dwight Howard. This suit was brought on by one Stephen Harper. And in this suit, Harper believes, and I say believes, that he was in imminent danger. Now, we're going to go over the events as to what allegedly happened in this case involving Dwight Howard, and Stephen Harper. And I'm going to tell you why I do not believe that this case has any legs to stand on. And I really believe that it's going to be thrown out. Okay, the lawsuit alleges that the two men met virtually in late May of 2021 over Instagram, and later arranged to meet via text messaging in July when the schedules permitted. Some of the messages were included as exhibits in the lawsuit and show the discussion of the sexual nature and exchange of apparently explicit material, meaning that they both exchange nude photos of each other. And basically, in his response found in the court, Howard disputes some of the details, often on a legal basis, but generally confirms that many of the allegations regarding the two men and how they met and of the nature of their text messages conversations were indeed correct. So we got that part so far. Now, Stephen Harper, right here, claims that he was en route to Howard's home for a one-on-one hookup when Howard texted him proposing a threesome. Stephen Harper says he declined. In his response, Howard claims Harper had consented to the threesome in advance of arriving at Howard's home that evening. So now we have his word against his word. However, a screenshot of the messages provided to the court shows Howard and Harper discussing a possible threesome. So basically, right there, Stephen Harper got caught in a lie. But there is no screenshots provided showing Harper either consented or refusing to provide consent to the proposed sex act. So therefore, it's going to boil down to his word against his word, which I believe that Dwight Howard has the edge there. Then it goes on to say that, the court said, the text messaging was laid out in the court. And we have here Dwight asking, do you want to have a threesome? As the participant identified as Howard. With who? LOL. Is that what you want? Harper responds. And Harper also responds, is it a dude or a girl? And then Harper responds, I'm already 30 minutes away. Harper says Howard was alone when he arrived. Now pay attention to this right here. He was alone when he arrived. So basically, Harper went to Dwight Howard's place, except for her son who was asleep in the bedroom. Now that's extremely dangerous, to be bringing a trick home who you do not know, you never met, you just only know them by Instagram or through social media. You're going to bring them home while your son is asleep at your place. That's extremely dangerous, because that man could have arrived there with some type of firearm or some other weapon. He could have subdued you with mace. But that was extremely reckless on Dwight Howard's part to arrange a hookup while his son was there sleeping. Okay, Harper says the pair went into Howard's bedroom, where they undressed, crawled into bed, and over the next 45 minutes or so engaging in consensual kissing while watching TV. Now, Harper, I thought you said that you felt threatened, but yet you're saying that you were there 45 minutes kissing. Right here it says sexual activities against his will. Okay, it doesn't sound like that's the case right there. You're kind of contradicting yourself, because here you stated that for 45 minutes you engaged in consensual kissing. The lawsuits asserted that Harper felt threatened and believed he would face imminent harm if he resisted Howard's advances. Following the incident, Harper experienced profound sense of violation and humiliation. No, you didn't. Because you did not file the lawsuit until like a year later. Why would you wait so long if you felt that way? And my thing would be is that if you felt so threatened, why would you be there for 45 minutes? And if you really felt threatened and intimidated, like you were in imminent danger, you could have easily gone into a bathroom. You could have dialed 911. I call BS on this lawsuit. Let's go farther. Harper claims Howard was texting while in bed, excused himself for a short time. See there. Now, Stephen Harper, you kind of hung yourself because you said that Howard excused himself for a short time. If you felt like you were in imminent danger and you felt so threatened, why didn't you call 911? Okay, Howard excused himself for a short time and returned with a third man named Kitty Schenkelful, who was presented as a woman. He says Howard said he and Kitty occasionally engaged in threesomes. Harper said he again refused to consent to a threesome, but alleges in his suit that he felt overpowered and in fear of physical harm if he refused. What do you mean overpowered? I mean, you're going to Dwight Howard's place. You know he's an NBA player. You know he's 6'9". I'm sure you looked it up. And you know he's a big man in fear of physical harm. So no one really forced you to do anything, I don't think. What do they do, hold you down? No, this lawsuit has too many holes. And to be honest with you, I'm very surprised that an attorney has even taken it on. Howard claims he has no recollection of texting, but denies that Harper was surprised by the arrival of a third person to join a sex act. I believe that he wasn't surprised because apparently it was presented in that particular way, and he was texting while in bed and excused himself. That means that he was arranging, and he probably excused himself to go answer the door. Harper said Howard became angry and declares Harper was going to do whatever Howard told him to do, and that Harper was going to like it. Again, that's going to be his word against his word. You're going to need proof of that. You can't just make claims like that, throw it out there, and expect people or the court to believe it. Harper alleges that Howard grabbed his head and forced him to perform oral sex on him while Howard was anally penetrated by Kitty Harper. By Kitty. Okay, Harper also claims Howard refused to let him take an Uber home, but instead held him against his will and would not let him leave until he consented to letting Kitty drive him home. That's strange. Stay there and let Kitty drive you home. In his response, Howard denies the encounter was non-consensual and denies holding Harper against his will at any point. I'm sorry. I believe Dwight Howard's claim with this here. In his lawsuit, Harper is alleging assault and battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. He is seeking punitive damages plus legal expenses, as well as a jury trial. Personally, I believe this lawsuit is going to be thrown out. I just don't believe it has legs to stand on. And what I truly believe happened right here is that this is a case of someone who felt scorned. Someone who did not get the monetary reward that he thought he should get, that he thought he would get. I really believe that he was going in there hoping for some type of a long-term relationship where he would be wined and dined, he would be brought gifts, and, things will be paid for. Rent could be paid for, car note could be paid for, and things like that. But Dwight Howard just went in there for kind of like a wham bam, thank you ma'am, a deal, and it's over. I truly believe that this lawsuit is just based upon vindictiveness, meanness. It's very callous to me. It's very calculating. And by the way, about the DNA, Dwight Howard had to admit to that because apparently Stephen Harper kept DNA, just like Monica Lewinsky with the blue dress. She kept President Clinton's DNA, so he couldn't deny it. So Dwight could not deny that because DNA was kept. But I want you to hear this. Harper filed a report with the Gwinnett Police Department nearly a full year after the incident, a copy which was obtained by Radar Online. The allegations mirror much of what is alleged in the current lawsuit. The case was dropped after Harper failed to show up for an in-person interview. What does that tell you right there? He didn't show up. So this case right here to me is without merit. I just don't see it going anywhere. I'm really questioning why would any attorney chose to take it. It's such an unfortunate incident, but I do believe that Dwight Howard needs to move more carefully and be very careful about who he chooses to deal with and realize that he's a man of means and he does have a target over his head. He's out there moving like someone who has nothing to lose, when in fact he has everything to lose. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you all beyond and through.